What's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 312 of Littleroot Lessons. I'm your host, Angelo, and I'm joined today by the hardest working producer in Pokemon podcasting, Carl. How's it going, buddy?
I am ready for Pokemon Day. I am ready for Champions because we need that game desperately.
You're telling me. I was at a local yesterday. I played the what I'm calling ethical rain, so that like Pelipper, Ogerpon, Baxcalibur team. No Urshifu, no Incin. So probably not the absolute best rain team, but again, it's ethical rain.
Sure.
And I had a lot of fun playing that team, and I was like, wow, I would love to play this in the in-game ladder because like I want to play this in game. I'm like, I can't because the format didn't match up, and I'm like, I had so much. I don't know. I always enjoy playing on cart more. You get to see the fun little characters that make Pokemon what it is. And I'm like, I don't feel like doing this shit on Showdown. God, we need champions. I just need the format and the ladder to match up. I need it so bad.
Yeah.
Also, for any of you who bet that I was going to be in my house before Pokemon Day, nope.
Nope.
All of our furniture is getting delivered the week after.
Yep.
So
I was right.
We tried.
It's like I moved into a house from an apartment before.
I mean, I've moved into my apartment move was both times were just absolute messes. Yeah, we had hope. But yeah, this is our. Oh, actually, Carl just said this before. This is our last episode of season 6 of the show.
Yep.
So we'll be capping off the season with talking about what we think is going to happen for Pokemon Day, and we will be kicking off the 7th year of Littleroot Lessons by talking about what is going on in Pokemon Day.
What's funny is this is the same. It's the same every season because the way our seasons line up, our season lines up the week after Pokemon Day is usually that first episode for the next season, and
it works
so
well.
It's just like it ends up working out pretty well because usually by the time Pokemon Day rolls around, you're like, okay, we're getting ready for the next part of the cycle, and it ends up working out because our birthday just happened to be the week of Collinsville, which was the weekend of Pokemon Day.
Yeah. No, worked out awesome. Which is nice. And yeah, we'll hopefully have a lot of new stuff to talk about. But let's talk about what we already know is coming because Pokemon did make a major announcement. A random 2 a.m. drop on Friday.
Yeah, good job, Nintendo / everybody else. They decided that we're just going to shadow drop Fire Red and Leaf Green for everybody to see. And ta-da! They originally had home compatibility on the listing. It is no longer there. That does not mean it's not going to have home compatibility, because let's be real, the only reason you wouldn't put this in the Nintendo Online system is for home compatibility. And so it's probably a situation of when, not if. And I think it's $20, right? $20 a pop. Yeah,
$20 a pop. I think it's like $20 US. I believe it's like 16 or 17 euros, something like that.
Yeah, it's for what you're getting. You're literally just getting the ROM file for Pokemon Fire Red or Leaf Green for your Switch 2 to emulate on the system. Using the same setup that it probably does for the Nintendo Online system. So cool. Yeah. There's nothing new that we are aware of. I know there's people expecting like maybe the event tickets and items like you could do on the what was it? So it's the DS or whatever.
So Pokemon Crystal, when the Game Boy and Game Boy Color games came out for the 3DS, Pokemon Crystal had the GS Ball added to it. Now, people are saying because there are some, not even just Japanese only events, just like general, like you had to be in person. The main two being, of course, the Deoxys event, which I believe that was at Birth Island. And then the second one is the Naval Rock event, which was, I believe, '04? No, '05. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I believe Naval Rock was '05, the year before the 10th anniversary. Now, Naval Rock allowed you to acquire Lugia and Ho-Oh for the first time in Gen 3. Well, for Lugia, first time in Gen 3. For
Yeah.
Ho-Oh, it was the first time for the Game Boy games. You were able to get it through Pokemon Coliseum by that point. Uh, in the Pokemon Music app, the Deoxys encounter music and battle music are listed under Fire Red and Leaf Green. So I am cautiously optimistic.
I'm about to say, yeah, it's a cautious optimism that you'll be able to do this, because we've seen it happen in the past. So there's just more of just applying what they normally would do in these situations to what they should be doing in the coming situation.
Yeah. Now, what could also be cool, like that these games end up saying that the Gen 3 games, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, will be available for, and again, going with that with events. The old C map event was the event which allowed you to capture Mew in Emerald. I don't believe that was ever made available in the United States or anywhere outside of Japan. And if you
I do not know.
That is, I know. So I know Chalky has a Pokemon Emerald cart with the old C map. Like, he has a legitimate one. Knowing Chalky, that is a Japanese cart as well. So I wouldn't know, but like, that is like one of these other events that was way, 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 way back, and to actually allow people to play through those events, because like there was actual like story aspect to these events back in generations 3 and 4. Like, it was a little side quest you got to do, which kind of sucks that they've walked away from. I believe like the last like mythical or like in-game event related like story thing, was Pecharunt. They just did it, which is nice. That was like the first time they did it in a while. But before then, I believe it was the Liberty Ticket with Victini was the last time we actually had like, hey, you got to play through this story to get the Pokemon, and not just, hey, show up to the Pokemon Center and get it,
or hey, here's, enter this code and you get this.
So like, I like having the actual like play to get it,
the playing the game to get the thing.
Because it also, like, these little stories add a little more flavor. It makes just finding the Pokemon more memorable.
Yeah.
So hopefully we do get that with the Fire Red and Leaf Green remakes. Well, not remakes, re-releases out immediately after Pokemon Day is done. So on this Friday, once the 25-minute presentation is over, so call it 9:30 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah, but it's like 9:30.
Yeah. So like, we're just going to be right there. It's going to be very exciting.
Yep. I will be at work.
I will also be at work. I do work. Actually, I might be in the office on Friday. Well, because we're getting our desks delivered, and it is a 20-minute drive from the office for me compared to like a 45-minute drive from my apartment.
Yeah.
So I might, at least the first half of the day, I might be there. That night, though, oh yeah, absolutely. I'm going to be playing. What are you getting, Fire Red or Leaf Green? And who you picking?
I am always going to pick the speed runnable game. That's just who I am. So it's Fire Red. Fire Red is the faster game.
So why is Fire Red the faster?
It's something to do with the there's a couple things with just like text, encounter tables are slightly different. Because obviously the Pokedexes are different between the two games very slightly, but that difference is a big thing. It's not a ton of big differences, but the differences over time add up to where it's usually a couple minutes faster to run Fire Red than it is to run Leaf Green.
Okay. Yeah, I will be picking Leaf Green. I will be picking Squirtle as my starter. My brother, who I've mentioned on the show a lot, who doesn't really play. I think like he got Scarlet and Violet and played through the story. Doesn't play like VGC or anything. More of like a cat. Like my brother's the type
Just
of
the
Pokemon
casual guy.
My brother's the
Casual
type of
guy.
Pokemon fan that when BDSP came out, he was like, "Oh, I can play this on like a larger television. Yeah, let's do it." And so like yeah, so he's like, "Wait, Fire Red and Leaf Reader coming out?" He's like, He's like,
I'm so
Play,
down.
I get to play
these
this
on a
game
bigger
on a
screen.
television."
Which I hate to be the person to say that. You
Well,
can
yeah,
play them
we
on
had
a
the
television
GameCube player.
before.
Yes,
So it's not a
we-
big difference.
we didn't
but-
have the GBA player for the GameCube growing up, so or even just being able to play it like on a portable system that's like this big.
So
and
what's
not
what's
like this.
hilarious is you could technically play Gen 1, 2, and 3 on the TV. Gen 4 was the first one where it wasn't a direct plug your game into a system and play it on TV.
Hmm.
Because you couldn't do that directly with the DS. It wasn't until they made, I believe they started doing like, that's why capture cards like for DS games usually require a modded DS. You go in and you install the specific hardware and software on your DS to capture the screens. Which is why a lot of people just play them on emulator, but that's fine.
What?
But yeah, between the Game Boy player cartridge for the Super Nintendo and the Game Boy Advance player for the GameCube, you could technically play Pokemon on TV.
Yeah, we didn't have that growing up, so first time for us. No, it's I'm very excited. I to like, what was it? Fire Red, yeah, Leaf Green. It was my Fire Red and Leaf Green. It was my second game ever. My first being Sapphire. So, and I mean, by like days, we were giving Sapphire on Christmas Eve, and we got Fire Red and Leaf Green Christmas morning. So, yeah. I am very excited. It's going to be very nostalgic. It's going to be fun. Like I've never completed the Pokedex on a Kanto game, well, for Fire Red and Leaf Green. So my brother and I are like, hey, let's do this. We're going to see each other
casually.
Yeah,
just fly through the game, catch everything.
Just catch everything. We're going to a Phillies opening day at the end of the month, end of March. So we'll be in person to do all the trade evolutions and all of the.
That's something we should mention. There is no online.
Yes,
true online. There is local connectivity, like you would do back in the day with via link cables.
And the wireless adapter.
So there is no big online distance you have to be playing next, which I personally like because that it captures the feel of the game still.
Yeah.
Where without having everybody just trading across the country on a online server, it's more just sitting next to your buddy and connecting and all that jazz.
Yeah, no, my brother and I we already have a plan. We're going to go to opening day for the Phillies. Go back to the hotel because my dad refuses to drive 2 hours round trip anymore, especially after sitting for a baseball game. And we're going to just
this one. This is the one I want. I need this one in virtual console form. I want to play Yellow again.
Yellow was on 3DS.
Yeah, I don't have the Yellow 3DS version on for 3DS.
Yeah, I was stupid. I didn't get it. Yeah, I have on my 3DS. I have Blue, Silver, and Crystal. I didn't think of getting Yellow.
I have Red, Silver, and Crystal.
Yeah, kind of regret not getting Yellow.
I was like, I wish I had gotten Yellow. I might have Yellow on this 2DS down here. I haven't checked it in so long. It might be there, but I'm pretty sure it's Red, Silver, Crystal, not Yellow, Silver, Crystal.
Yeah. So that is like the major news, and then
that was the big thing that happened. They shadow dropped Fire Red Leaf Green on us, which we kind of maybe thought we had an inkling that was happening. There was some rumors running around that this is probably happening. Just nobody expected it a week before Pokemon Day. But I think that's mostly due to the fact that a lot of the times for stuff like this, they have to hit certain like law requirements. Just like all the mobile stuff that we see for Pokemon Day is usually spoiled at least a week to a few days before actual Pokemon Day because they have to get it approved through Google and Apple and whatever before it actually goes live, and a lot of the time that stuff does not fly under the radar.
Yeah.
Like Pocket's already got its stuff figured out. Unite
Pocket's not even releasing their stuff on Pokemon Day. The set's being released 2 days. No, the set's being released the day before.
It's the day before. It's the Thursday before, which that's always how the releases work. It's always that Thursday.
Yeah.
Unite, all Unite stuff pretty much got spoiled. I say spoiled. They told us they have a public test server, and you get to see all that stuff before it happens. Big shout out to Zapdos, Articuno, and Moltres coming to Unite as playable characters. Cool. They need to get rid of the licensed journeys, and then I'll be happy. And then Go stuff is starting to roll out. Masters EX stuff starting to get figured out. Cafe Remix is going to get figured out. Like all of these things that we know and are used to having it effectively just told to us for a second time on Pokemon Day it's all starting to kind of come out of the woodwork right now.
Yeah, I think I don't play Masters. I just saw this, I believe, on Storby. It was like there's going to be some like Kanto gym leader challenge. Like you could like do a run through of the gym leader gauntlet. It sounds like it's something like that. Yeah, it's also like we're right near the Legos coming out. I think the Legos are going to start dropping the week after Pokemon Day for like other things. Yeah, that's like the stuff that we know, confirms that we know, and there's one game that we also know is around.
We just don't know when.
We're going to get it soon, maybe. TM. Who can say? Yes, TM. Pokemon Champions. Like,
please, for the love of God, give me Champions. I have been looking at the Champions website constantly
to see if a date pops up.
To see if anything pops up. They did put up a listing on Nintendo for it this past week, so it has a listing like on the Nintendo shop now. On the website side.
Yeah.
So that's super nice. That kind of gets me a little bit excited that we might actually see it on Pokemon Day. Like that would be great. But so far, other than that, the only real big thing I've been thinking about from Champions, and I mentioned this to no response from anybody.
I thought it responded.
No, nobody really responded to it. But when I was going through the website again, I was looking at what it says first set of rules for ranked battles on Champions will be Mega Evolution. Well, that doesn't necessarily mean that the first tournaments are going to be Mega Evolution.
Yeah.
That's just ranked battles. And
as we're going through right now, like what's on the ranked ladder and what's been on the ranked ladder since
they don't line up.
So you said something, I'm going to let you say it, and I will give my thoughts.
So my thought process when I read that was like, you can just still play Champions because we know Terra is going to be available on Champions. We've seen it in multiple parts of the trailers, like promos have been showing it. It's going to be there. So the thought process was, you can launch Champions and then still play Regulation FIG whatever on that platform, because the other tidbit of information is not all events will swap to Champions when Champions comes out. Usually that stuff happens in the South African regional locals, maybe some Latin America regionals don't get swapped. Oceania sometimes they get held back. So a lot of those events don't automatically jump to the next event. And so the next platform, they usually kind of hang back. And so in order to keep everybody on the same page format wise, I'm expecting a Pokemon Champions comes out, but we don't get Megas probably until Worlds. We probably get a repeat of Regulation I or G in April.
And my response to that is, that would suck.
I mean, it makes the most sense.
It does make a lot of sense because, and that is the thing. We were talking at my local. People were asking what could Champions be, how would it work, with Gen 10 and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, it's They just get the Gen 10 Pokedex, and they say, hey, that's your ban list in Champions. They can, like they've said, like they can change the format to whatever they want. I think that's the beauty of Champions, is that they can do whatever. They aren't limited
They
by
they aren't limited
decks.
to the decks or by the game or the gimmick or whatever. They can flip switches and turn things on and off, and it's going to be all on that game still.
Now
it's
they
not
can
going
be
to
inspired.
affect.
Yeah, now they can be inspired by that. Like we could have a regional decks or like game based dexes.
Yeah,
like what we've had, but it'll also allow us where if they just want to be like, screw it, it's Dynamax month, buddy, we can just do that and it'll be just fun. Like that'll be spoilers a little for the Littleroot record coming out. That'll be how Matt unretires from VGC when he gets to click Gmax Colossal again.
Yeah. I really would not be surprised to see, oh, here's Champions, and your VGC format is not going to be Megas yet. It's going to stay regulation, whatever. Regulation, probably I. If I had to guess for one that was going to get a repeat, it's probably going to be I. And you're stuck playing I from April to Worlds, and then Worlds will start the new Mega format with all that jazz. That's my expectation anyway. The more I've sat and thought about it, the more and more it just makes sense.
Yeah, I'm just the way I'm thinking of it, I just think that maybe it could be a case where NAIC is the first event, where it's like maybe it's April, May, and then NAIC like is the first champion set format event. I don't think they pull a Regulation D again. But the thing is, it's like they have done it in the past where they were like, oh, Worlds is the first event of this format. That's just, I don't know. Also, Carl, I hope you're wrong. Because,
I mean,
so I'm assuming you also hope you're wrong.
Yeah, I mean, obviously having the new toy with the new format would be great. Yeah. But thinking about it logically and how things are going to probably work, there's a situation of not everyone's going to be on Champion. Not every event's going to be on Champions when Champions comes out. But something they could do with the way Champions is set up is they could play a repeat Scarlet and Violet format and have both be accessible. Both either play Scarlet and Violet at either that event can be Scarlet and Violet or that event can be Champions. And it's going to, if you're traveling to an event, you're going to be able to play whichever one you got, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how that goes. And I mean, even just talking about the decks, we've talked a lot about the Champions decks. I think really the only thing to really talk about from this point is, do you think it's a like what? Because I have a date in mind. I think it's going to drop for Champions. I think I know. Like, I do not think we're getting a surprise drop. Hey, it's all here right on Pokemon Day. I don't think we're getting that.
That is still my expectation. Because it perfect timing world. You're gonna, especially since we know we're getting Champions sometime in 2026. This is probably the window to drop it.
Yeah.
If you wait until March or April, it's gonna be a little too late because it doesn't give your organizers enough time understanding the system for
my
anything
guess.
You want to do.
My guess is March 12th.
That's such a weird date.
So they're doing a lot of these Tuesday drops. It gives us about 3 weeks between the Champions drop and Orlando Regionals.
That's not enough time.
So we've discussed in the past that they did do a game change.
The situation is, though, this is also different systems, not just a game. It's also mobile.
Yeah,
that is not enough time for organizers.
Well, I mean, they're unless they already know who can say.
They don't. I can guarantee you they don't know when it's coming. But that is not enough time for Gen G to get their shit figured out. That's
just my guess because they've been doing these Thursday drops. So like they're releasing Pokopia on a Thursday.
That's normal because Pokopia they release on Thursday because UTC that's Friday.
Yep. So again, my guess is, I don't know. Something about March 12th is just like, I saw that and I was like, yeah, I think that's the day. Again, would love to be wrong and it be on Pokemon Day.
I would be surprised if it's not a Pokemon Day at this point launch.
Yeah.
That gives organizers an extra, gives them a month for if they are swapping to champions. It gives Orlando a month out to get everything ready. It gives people enough time to grind resources, play the game, get comfortable with it before they go to Orlando and make that big jump to champions. I just, if you don't release it on Pokemon Day, you almost have to wait until probably April. I feel like, because then it's April, May, June, July, in time for 3 months before Worlds in August, and then we're not getting a single event on Champions until Worlds.
Yeah, which
does not match with what they said.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, honestly, we thought we would have gotten this game a month ago, but we are slowly like we're going to finally get the answers this week. And if we don't,
there's going to be riots.
It's an issue.
We're going to have riots in the street.
If we don't, we're going to turn into a Gen 3 doubles OU podcast. Because at that point, that's what I'll be doing. Now, one of the fun things that we have for the podcast and for our community is we had Carl and Aaron put together a bingo card and a generator that you can follow along with. So you want to throw that up and we can use the bingo card?
So this is one of the examples of our bingo card. As you can see, there's some stuff that we already know has happened or is happening, and there's some stuff that may or may not be happening, like a shiny Ogerpon.
Now, see, would shiny Ogerpon distribution overlap with random Scarlet Violet mystery gift, or would you?
Random Scarlet Violet mystery gift is a bunch of random items.
Okay,
that is what that means. Random mystery gift is like, here's a 30 Ultra Balls or whatever. Like the random nonsense they usually do for for entering games and whatnot. It's like, oh, here's a bunch of Tarot Shards. Oh, here's a bunch of this and that. No, that's different from shiny Ogerpon distribution. Shiny Ogerpon distribution in words also gives me a cop out in case it's a in-person distribution, like
that definitely
or
does.
EB Games or whatever.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff here. I mean, we can just honestly, you have the generator up. We have a handful of these. Let's just go through and use this as a way to talk about like what other things we can see happening. And I think the first thing, and this is me as the person who loves the Pokemon animation and such, Concierge Season 3, or really like I'd say one of my biggest predictions would be a Concierge, like some new animation, whether it's Concierge Season 3, a new movie, whether animated or hell live action could happen. Like we have a second Mario movie, we're getting the live action Legend of Zelda film.
If we get another live action Pokemon, it'd be Detective Pikachu too,
which I would take. I would be so game with that. But I would be fine with that awesome. I want Ryan Reynolds talking like Pikachu again. Let's do it. Suki Waterhouse as a Ditto, yes, please. One of the other things, like in terms of animation, there's two which kind of goes with another thing that we'll talk about a little later. The first is the previous big time anniversaries in the last 10 years, so the 20th anniversary and the 25th anniversary. They went and had Pokemon Generations and Pokemon Evolutions. These were two animated series usually released on YouTube, and back then the Pokemon TV app. Now that Pokemon TV is just their own YouTube channel, I think it's just going to solely be on YouTube releases, where for each series, with I believe it was Generations was the 20th anniversary, and Evolutions was the 25th anniversary. They did a short, like within like I'd say like 5 to 10 minute animation for each generation of the game, based on a certain story or aspect. So like one of them was simply like Looker meeting with Silver to discuss the connection between Silver and Giovanni. One of them would be the an animation of the Kimono Girls doing their play to show the story of the two towers in Ecruteak City, or like the battle between Zinnia and May on the on the Spear Pillar Tower. What's Spear Pillar Tower? Sky Tower.
Sky
Can't
Tower.
remember. Sky Tower. It's Sky Pillar. Yes, there we go. On the Sky Pillar Tower, and then Rayquaza coming down and stuff like that, or even just like your rivals, so Blue or Gary or whatever you want to call them, his
Carter.
run through the Elite Four, and it like cuts right out right as the red character walks in. All just stuff like that that shows an animated version of the stories that happen in these games, and just the way that different animators, like, not a canonical version of, oh, this is how it went, but really examining these characters that especially aren't the player character. I love that stuff so much. I'm expecting an announcement on a show like that to go through all 9 episodes showing the 9 different regions. I know, like, for the 25th anniversary for Galar, they went and did like the battle with the player character in Hop fighting Eternamax Eternatus. So like seeing that animated with Zacian and Zamazenta, and just like, the other thing is, since they're such short animations, the animation quality is insane on these. Like, if you've watched the Pokemon anime before, it's a weekly anime. They are,
you can tell.
by. You can tell. But then you look at this, and like it's the best behemoth blade you've ever seen in your life. It is everything you could possibly like that one scene, like that scene right there cost my salary. And it's just, I you can probably tell the excitement I have talking about this. I really love this stuff. It's something that I will honestly say, like, I will be shocked if it doesn't happen.
I personally don't care.
I know you don't. This is solely a me thing.
I honestly, for someone who plays as much Pokemon, I never really was big into the anime. Cool, I watched it when it was on, but that was about all I like. The occasional episode is all I ever really watched, and so like I'm not as big into the animated stuff for Pokemon. I'm more just into the games and like the collecting aspects of it.
I know. I just love like just general. Like,
I will say I do love Concierge. I do want more Concierge.
Is unbelievable. Concierge.
I love the animation style. The story's cute. It's something I can watch with my daughter, and she kind of can get an idea of what's going on, and it's just, it keeps her attention long enough to where she will watch through a whole episode, even though an episode's only like 10 minutes.
Yep,
and it's perfect.
And we also have the other, I forgot the name of the studio, Wallace and Gromit Studio.
Yeah, they're doing the
Pichu and Surfetch
show, which that's not going to count for this square. We know that was a thing.
Yes.
But
yeah, getting an update there, like, that would be really great. Like stuff like 30th anniversary merch collab.
That one's actually also already happened.
That's happened with so many things. So Uniqlo already announced their line. You've probably seen me on the pod wearing, like, they did a Uniqlo Pokemon TCG Pocket collab, and when I was at one of their flagship stores in Seattle late last year, I picked up their it's a t-shirt with a Pikachu, and it has all, like, the Pikachu is made up of all different artworks of Pikachu cards.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got a pullover that has, like, the Mewtwo, like, Pokemon TCG Pocket coin, and then on the back is the artwork for the immersive Mewtwo EX from TCG Pocket. Like, they've done Pokemon collabs in the past. I believe that I know the one I really want. It's a shirt with Eevee and the 3 Kanto evolutions, and the second I saw, I'm like, Amanda, we are getting this immediately. The second it's out, I'm getting this, and they're going to be doing a few other things.
But no, what I was alluding to is this has already happened as of recording. There is a collab with a puppeteering company to make a Pikachu that you can buy that it'll talk and move. Yep,
I saw that
for the 30th anniversary of Pokemon.
Yeah.
So I was typing up this bingo card, and I saw that. I was like, oh, well, that's already a free square, just like this one already is a free square.
Yeah. What was it? There's another because I know actually I saw you were setting up was it you or Kayla setting up the Tony box?
Kayla was setting up the Tony box.
Yeah. So for those of you who do not have young children in your life, Tony's, no free advertising, but it's like a little like box. You put a figurine on it, and there's a
think amiibo, but more complicated.
Yeah, it's like no, that's actually an amazing way to describe it. It's like amiibos, but you put it on the box, and it'll like sing songs.
It'll sing songs, tell a story.
There's Disney ones.
There's audiobooks. There's Kayla and I are trying to find one of what they call the creative Tonys, which they're just blank slates that you can load 90 minutes of content onto. There's a ton, and
Snoop Dogg has one.
Yep, Snoop Dogg's kids show. There's one for that,
and also he did that. He had wrote a ton of kids raps. I was like, oh, know what I'm getting my nephews. Didn't get that. Thomas the Tank Engine, which is one. My nephew Weston was very sad he was very happy because he loves Thomas, but also very sad because the wheels didn't move and he wanted to play
it's not an actual toy.
Yeah.
It's just a little figurine.
So I had to go buy him a train the next week because I'm like, oh, buddy.
Yep.
I'll get you a train.
But yeah.
So yeah, with us bringing this up, Pokemon is doing one. I know that there is at least a Pikachu one. I don't know if they're going to be doing... Are they doing the other Kanto starters or just Pikachu?
I believe there is a Pikachu, a Squirtle, a Bulbasaur, and a Charmander.
Yes. So that's another collaboration that is just kicking off for the 30th anniversary. Not an official 30th anniversary, but just another collaboration that Nintendo's doing and the Pokemon Company are doing.
Let's see here. What are the freebies? This one?
Yep.
This one?
Pokken 2 would be wild.
Oh my god. Don't even get me started.
Pokken 2 would be nuts.
There's a couple other ones that I have. This isn't all the different squares. There's another 15 options.
Generate another one. Let's see if we can.
I can just refresh it. Actually, I won't be able to refresh it. I have to do it this way. And then, as you can see, there's just a generic anime, new mystery dungeon, Pokemon Go and Terra, update for Unite, update Pokemon Friends.
Yeah.
Detective Pikachu movie, Pokopia DLC gets talked about.
What would you call a nostalgia bait trailer?
There's always the one. There's always the it's a bunch of just nonsense for nothing.
So
you've seen them before.
The 5-minute opening going. Yep. Okay.
Yep. You know exactly what it is. It is just a bunch of nonsense for nothing but nostalgia reasons. Pokemon Rangers remaster. They mentioned VGC at all. We get to see the Gen 10 starters, maybe. There's some stuff that's probably not going to happen, and for those that get those squares, I am sorry. But I had to make it a little bit hard because we're doing a prize for the community, and I don't want to spend 3 years catching Dratini's.
Yeah. You mentioned the Gen 10 starters. Let's just dive right into that. Do you think we're getting Gen 10?
We might get to see a Gen 10 like we would see we saw for Gen 8.
I agree. That's what I agree with.
I don't think it's going to be like Paldea. I don't think we're going to get it that fast. I think they've learned their lesson.
I do think Gen 10 does come out this year.
I think it probably ends up being January 2028, 27.
I mean, I'd be cool with that too.
I don't think it'll be this year. I think it's going to probably be early next year because I think I think they're going to be on the Legends rotation rather than their gotta get them out in November for Christmas all the rotation. So they figured out that they can sell games not around Christmas and still be fine.
Because they literally did that the entire time, like pretty much up until Oros. It just didn't matter when they released the games.
Yeah,
like I remember I got Black and White. It was like early March.
Yeah, so like the Christmas thing happened because the original Switch launched in that March, and so that kind of pushed when they could have Pokemon and everything out and be ready, which pushed it probably pushed Sword and Shield to that November release. And so it's like, oh well, if that one went over so well and amazingly, we'll just keep releasing them right before Christmas.
Yeah,
and then Legends Arceus happened, and it wasn't going to happen. It wasn't going to come out until January, and so that one also did really, really well. And they're like, "Oh, okay, we can go back to doing a release whenever we want to type of thing. Whenever we want to feel like it's ready, we can do that." Yeah. Especially now that the competitive cycle is not attached to it with Champions coming out. I would be surprised. I would be surprised if it's not like a 2027 release, either in like January, February 2027.
Yeah, I think it's going to occur sometime within the next 12 months. So yeah, which also like again covers for like January, February. You are correct. I know when I've brought up in the past, like it's like a weird release cycle, and people are like, "Oh, it's Christmas." There's this thing called Too Big to Fail. And we are not talking about the 2008 financial crisis. If you want to hear my thoughts on that, give me like 6 more of these and go. But it is a case of Pokemon's always going to sell no matter what, no matter when. Like, yes, I know there's a holiday release for kids. Fire Red and Leaf Green came out. Fire Red and Leaf Green came out in America. It was like a week or two after, I want to say it was like September 12th. Oh, it was in 04. If I actually go back to 04 and see when my birthday was. So Fire and Leaf Green came out on either the 10th, it was probably either September 9th or 10th of 04. But regardless, it was a September release. And I got the games in Christmas because I didn't get my Game Boy Advance until like Christmas, my brother and I. And so the game still sold. Like my parents still bought the games because just because they didn't get it at launch. Like if your kid likes Pokemon and you don't get it, like, oh, the game didn't release by the birthday, it'll still sell for Christmas. It's not like the game disappears or goes bad. There's no expiration date on it. And then all of us degenerates who are, adults with jobs who have the money to be like, here you go, Mr. Nintendo. We just get it day of. And again, because we can. Or if it's not going to leave. It's not going to affect their numbers. That's kind of what it is. It's like, it doesn't matter when they release these things. So with that being said, I do think just following, maybe they do, the game is done by then and they're able to do it. I did see, spoiler, and we're not going to talk about any of the actual spoilers, but, a lot of stuff from Gen 10, at least in terms of, images and stuff, have leaked.
A lot of leak. Yeah, there's a lot of beta images, there's a lot of testing images.
And all I'm going
not a bunch of final, this is what the game's going to look like kind of thing, but, you can get an idea of what it's going to be like.
But even then, people were showing, where, what the game looked like in, this version of beta compared to what, Scarlet and Violet looked like in the same version of beta. And it just looks significantly better. And part of the reason why I think it's also going to look better is because we have have champions now, where the peoples whose job it was to program in the in-game ladder for every single new generation, well, the in-game ladder is just champions. You don't need to program in
the battler,
a Gen 10 in-game ladder, because you already made that. That's kind of the point of champions to start, is let's make this once pretty much and just keep it going. And now we can have the people who would have to do this every 3 years or so, they can do other things. And with that space in the game, they're able to do other things. So like we don't now, whether it's the game might be smaller or like they'll have more space of, hey, let's actually make it so that you can walk through a door, which you haven't been able to do in a yeah, like which you haven't been able to do in a Pokemon game, really. I mean, well, ZA, there's some doors you could walk through.
There's some doors in ZA.
Yeah, but like that was like the first thing in Scarlet and Violet I realized when I went to a Pokemon Center and it was just a menu popped up, and I'm like, I get it, but that's not what I want.
Right.
Maybe we'll be able to go inside a Pokemon Center.
Maybe. But yeah, there's a lot to look forward to for Pokemon Day. Like there could be people are expecting home connectivity for ZA, which that probably is going to coincide with Champions release at the same time, because that'll probably be just a whole update. Because the whole thing about Champions is it connects to home, and you can bring your Pokemon from home to Champions, and ZA is the new base point for the game. Like you won't be able to go back from ZA once you go to ZA, and so there's expectation that it's like, oh, that'll be the same time. But there's a lot to expect. There's a lot of guesswork going in right now. I'm sure as we get closer and closer, a lot of the stuff that's supposed to be talked about will get leaked. So be wary for that.
Yeah, we do have a strict, especially
in the server for sure. There's a channel for it now. So if you really want to talk about it there. If you don't want to hear about it, go mute that channel.
Yeah. With that being said, like that channel is currently where you can get the
bingo. The bingo board's
card.
In there.
And also like we're talking just strictly Pokemon Day stuff. Like we don't want like, oh, Gen 10 Terra Leak, like, oh, the Terra Leak said like this is coming out like in 2029 or whatever. Like,
yeah, we don't.
Don't
bring that up there.
Do not bring that up. Your comment will be deleted. We will put you in timeout. You will not get your crayons.
No crayons.
No dessert.
No dessert.
Papa Rosif will bring down the hammer. So outside of like the stuff that we've talked about already, what's like your long shot hope?
It's Pokken 2. There's a reason why Pokken 2 is on the bingo board.
Okay.
I want that so bad.
Yeah,
Pokken. I love the fighters, like the side scroll fighters like that, and Pokken was one of the things like, oh, I really like this game. It's too bad that nobody else plays with me.
So I know in the server, Jam was actually, I believe he was a Worlds competitor in Pokken.
Neat.
Yeah, so like I know like he was a VGC player. He switched to Pokken, was really good at Pokken, and when Pokken died, he switched back to VGC.
I know Josh and I both played Pokken about the same time.
Yeah,
Karibo, for those that don't know their history on him. We would play Pokken. We would play Pokken at the same time, and it was a lot of fun because you could go to the side event tables at events, and you can go sit down and play it for a little bit. And that's where I would get my fix a lot of the time. Is I would go and find people who are already playing, and I would just sit there and play with them.
Yeah, my big like hope is the movie. We haven't had a movie since 2020. The Zygarde movie was the last movie we had. Now, starting in Gen 7, we got away from the anime movies following exactly like the plot and like the characters as they were in the anime at the time of release.
Well, here's the other issue that arises from that. Ash was the way the Pokemon animated movies worked. It was the same characters a lot of the time, so there was a lot of familiarity.
Yeah,
and a lot of consistency going between from one to the other because it's a lot of the same characters. We don't have that anymore. We don't. Ash is retired. Ash is retired for the most part. So either it's bring back Ash, or your next movie is going to probably be using the current anime protagonists,
which I would be fine with.
Which is fine, but that one you still probably want at least another year or so to build up that anime storyline before you start using them in movies.
So I'm gonna make a hot take here. don't even know how hot this is because I don't follow like the Pokemon anime like community as much as I used to.
No,
And
not big into
I've
Anapoke.
yes, and I've like watched or at least I've kept up with the anime. I haven't watched all of the episodes. Like I generally know what's going on with current anime. It kind of feels like that it's reaching a point of a climax where you're just going to be able to like wrap it up as its own thing. And whenever we do get Gen 10, like you can have Gen 10 be its own. Like,
Well, I mean that's the idea now, right?
Like just something. Yeah, I think
You
make it
want
something new.
each anime to be its own thing at this point because serialized anime for something that long, it got rough, right? Like you could tell as the Ash story got longer and longer, the ideas got weirder and weirder.
Yes, so the Sun and Moon was a weird one. Journeys, it sucked that because I love Galar so much as a region. It sucked that they didn't give Galar a fully proper story. With that being said, and it's like it's not even like they really gave like I mean there's a lot of aspects of Paldea in the current anime. They've been to Paldea a lot. They've been to Kitakame. They've been to Blueberry Academy and like spent legitimate time there. It's not like, hey, we're here now we're off. But the anime as it currently stands doesn't really take place in it's not like set in a region. They go everywhere. And that was also an aspect of Journeys, and I think that's what Journeys was building up to.
That's their end goal, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to be locked into you're stuck in this region. This is what all you can do. When this runs out, we don't really have anything else to go for. Like that's it. And so it's nicer that they could use their whole canonical story, all their regions, all their Pokemon, because they want to show off everything that the region and the IP has to offer, rather than the subsect of specific things to this generation or whatever. So, but yeah. Other than that, I don't really have a whole lot of high expectations for Pokemon Day. I feel like we're just going to have more questions and answers like we do every Pokemon Day. that's just how it works.
But I think we will be excited. Like last year, just finally getting the 2 years ago, it was just ZA as like a last minute thing. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, here's this, bye, and we just never heard anything about it.
Yeah, that's the other thing is they're getting really, really good about just not talking about their games.
Yeah, which
at all.
We've talked about in the pod the things that really sucked with the Gen 6 and Gen 7 games is that their commercials and like the trailers that would come out will like spoil so much of the game. I can't remember the exact date. It was their like a mid-July 2016 trailer for Sun and Moon, and it showcased like Alolan. So it showcased like a handful of new Pokemon, plus Alolan forms, plus Ultra Beasts, plus Z. No, it wasn't Ultra Beasts. It was like new Pokemon, plus Alolan forms, plus like some characters and gym leaders and stuff, plus Team Skull, plus like Z moves. Like it showed like the island challenges up. It was a commercial where a trailer in 5 minutes showed more than pretty much every single little bit of information we got for like Scarlet and Violet combined.
Which
and it sucks.
It's just the age we're in. Like the age information, stuff's going to get out, and they want to try and limit that as much as possible now. I guarantee you, like ever since the Terra leak, they are just like lips closed, put the wall up. Nobody's getting anything out of here.
Yeah,
kind of situation. So, but yeah, that's pretty much what we're expecting for Pokemon Day.
It is.
If you want to play bingo,
join the server.
I think Bauer Dad's putting it in his server.
Yeah, I think you said that you when he gets around to it.
When he gets around to it, he might do it. Which, again, like I mentioned, there is a prize if you get a bingo. It's going to be. I haven't quite figured out exactly how I'm going to hunt these Dratini down. If I wanted to do marked or shiny or what, but the idea was you could have a marked or a shiny Mega Dragonite for champions.
The way we'll do it is, I mean, this will be real easy. It might actually. I'm gonna say this out here, and I will help you with this. I'm putting this idea
Oh,
out
you
here.
better. Whatever bed you're making, you better help.
If you do get a bingo on your Pokemon Day bingo card, and by that it's like that.
It's a vertical line, a horizontal line, or a diagonal.
If you get a bingo, you can reach out to the mod staff, one of the hosts, myself, or reach out to me or Carter. I'm Carl. Like I was going to say myself. Like,
let's be honest.
Reach out to
it's going to be us.
Yeah, it's going to be us. We'll make Carter help a little. We do have something planned for the three of us.
Oh yeah, that's its own special thing. We're gonna keep.
Yeah, that's gonna be a special thing.
For those that may have been paying attention last night, or Saturday night, you might have got to see what Carter and I were working on doing.
We're not going to say anything more, but it will be the three of us. I am very excited, but that's not going to happen until I am at my new house. So, yeah, my house. So, in the future, like I'd say, like probably sometime like this time next month, it'll happen. But yeah, there will be a surprise. But yeah, for this stuff. Reach out to Carl and I and just ask, I want a shiny or I want a mark. You can choose one of the two, only one of the two. Mark shiny, like that. Do that on your own.
I have my mark shiny.
I have my mark shiny,
and I have not been able to find another one since.
So that is the way we will do it. You can choose. You want a shiny? Do you want it marked?
I will probably have a stockpile of both by the time bingo actually rolls around. Same. That's kind of my goal for end of the night before I go to bed now, is probably do a little bit of hunting on Scarlet and Violet.
I will be doing the same. But yeah, that is how we do it. Is it mark or shiny? You tell us. What do you
which one would you like? I got both. Yeah. I probably will have limited numbers of both. But
of course. So it will be first come, first serve, depending on how many bingos we do get.
I am worried that there's going to be like 30 or 40 bingos, and we're not going to have enough.
I don't think we're going to hit that many.
A lot of these squares are pretty easy. There's some impossible ones, I think, but
if we do,
it just means we were right.
Yeah,
it just means I was right on a lot of things. That's fine.
It's fine. We send Aaron his commission check. Yeah, we're good. He gets paid. We don't.
Yeah, I don't know what I'll pay him in, but
I don't know. I'm not even gonna say. But yeah, that is our really just the week. I am really excited to play Fire Red and Leaf Green. I'm excited like Friday night, sitting on my couch and just putting my Switch in its dock
and just waiting for the download.
So actually, that's the other thing. You can pre-order. You can download now.
Pre-download, yeah.
Which I'm probably going to do right when I finish up here. So yeah, it's like I'm just looking forward to it. It's fun.
It should be a good time.
Yeah, if there are any Kanto Pokemon that like your favorite Kantomon that, especially not the use Nidoking, like everyone's using Nidoking. Like if there's I'm talking weird mons, like you just love Rapidash for some reason, let me know and say it's like, hey Angelo, why don't you try this fire type, or why don't you play this Pokemon? Because there's a lot of different Pokemon that I haven't used that I'm looking forward to use. Like I've never used a Magneton before. I used a ton in Pokemon Pocket, but never in like any gameplay. I want to go catch a Magneton. So I'm excited to do stuff like that. Won't be able to evolve the Magneton, but power level's lower.
Not yet, anyway. Oh, did you see the clip of? I think it's on Twitter. Everyone gets to experience what Golbat is evolving, and then it freezes. It stops every time. Yeah, you get to experience that. Have fun. I grew up with that one. Yeah, I've done that. It is not fun. There's no way to stop it either. It's going to do it every level up.
No, you throw the Everstone on.
It's if you want to, that's fine. And then you lose your held item.
I did.
You lose your held item, sure.
That's fine. I'm an adult. I think I can beat the Elite Four. I hope I can.
I don't know. So, yeah. Golbat usually needs a little bit of help.
You have 5 other Mons.
But then what's the point of Golbat? Why would you have it in your party then?
So you can go get the Crobat and Sevi Islands just ready to go. It's your sleeper ace.
Oh.
Same thing happens with Blissey, by the way. And also, again, for those of you who haven't played the game, or in all honesty are sadly younger than the game, you cannot get Espeon or Umbreon because there is no clock. So
no day night time. Have fun.
Yep, you are forced to use a stone on your Eevee.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite evolution for
Gen 1?
Yeah,
I usually would get Jolteon, because by that point electric types were rough, and so Jolteon water types were plentiful, fire types were fine. It was always hard to have good electric coverage. Plus Jolteon was just like wicked fast, and so you could get it's your speed control, it's your switch, it's your pivot. Like, there's a lot of good things Jolteon does in Fire Red, Leaf Green.
I always like using Flareon and Vaporeon. I mean, I've used all three a lot. Vaporeon, like, for Generation 3 stats, is clearly the strongest because Bulky Waters in Generation 3 were just the best Pokemon. But you're right, there are so many water types.
There's so many water types in that.
It makes picking Squirtle, like, tough, but
that's the other thing. Like, you get your choice of Squirtle, Charmander, Bulbasaur. So if you pick Charmander or Squirtle, you already have your fire or your water type, and so you don't want to double up usually.
Yeah.
I
mean, so, like, the
Jolteon would always make most logical sense for me.
I think Jolteon, the other thing with the logical sense is that its offensive stat does match. We are going to be pre-physical special split.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Is people who
yes, which does make Flareon insanely difficult to use. Its best attack is Shadow Ball and Double Edge. Actually,
so Shadow Ball, ghost moves are physical, so don't go get Gengar.
Or you can get Gengar,
or you can and just don't use ghost moves.
Yeah, on Gengar you're running like
actually you can't use ghost or poison.
Yeah, no, you can't. No, like Gengar, which is a very, very strong Pokemon, like you're running like Psychic, Giga Drain, Thunderbolt. Yeah, so Flareon, since it is a physical attacker, your best physical attack that you learn in level up is Quick Attack. Hi.
Say hi to the podcast.
Hi. It's your Uncle Ro. Hi.
No, now she's
shy. No, you waved at me before. But like, I mean, you do get some cool like TMs. You get I mean, you can do like a fun hidden power. You get Hyper Beam. You get Iron Tail, Return, Dig, Shadow Ball. So there's like a lot of really cool things you can do with your Flareon. It's just that absolutely none of them are clicking a stab move.
Yeah.
So that'll be the tough one. But yeah, I am, again, I'm very excited for this. I am excited for Pokemon Day. It's just always a fun day of the year. And let's see what we get.
Come on, champions. Give me champions. Shadow drop champions, please.
If we are not getting any good champions news, tune into the news, because you will see me on the Washington Bridge getting ready to jump.
If we don't get anything fun to talk about, we have Seattle regionals. So
that was actually going to be the other thing, and we can just hash this out in the pod. If we get like a really good like Pokemon Day, is it worth doing an immediate reaction on Friday, or
we could?
Do we?
Well,
we'll see what Carter says, and
we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see what happens there on you can follow us.
You did it. Good job.
You did it. Wait, Amelie, do you want to do the outro?
You want to do the outro? Can you say, go check out the podcast on YouTube? No, rah.
Close enough. Yes, you can check out the podcast on YouTube at Littleroot Lessons, on all of our podcatchers, such as Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Specifically, look at the YouTube page. Last night, or at least the night before recording this, I had my interview with Matt Saul, Atomic Penguin, on his Sydney Regionals run on Pokemon Go. It was a really, really fun thing to record. We finally got to do Littleroot lessons after dark because it was dark out when I went and recorded. Not going to talk about how bright it was in Matt's studio, but time differences.
Time differences.
We recorded on 2 different days.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
that's how recording with someone in Australia works.
It's exactly how it works. So that is coming up this week along with the episode. Again, depending on how spicy Pokemon Day is, we might be doing 2 episodes. So covering Pokemon Day and Seattle, we'll see. If you want to go and reach out to us, let us know if you're getting Fire Red or Leaf Green, what your starter Pokemon of choice is going to be, or what you're hoping for in Pokemon Day. Reach out to us on our socials, on Blue Sky at Littleroot Lessons, to any of our hosts, Carter at Mr. Missouri 25, Carl at Musical, and myself at Roastin' Cheeks. Also comment on the podcast, like whether it's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube, on like any of your like Pokemon Day hopes or Kanto hopes as well. And yeah, also make sure you join the Discord to go and do the
so you can play bingo.
Exactly. She said goodbye. I say goodbye.
She's saying bye. It's time to go.
We're saying bye, everyone. Bye.